This dashboard in Pulse demonstrates a live interaction between a table to a chart. When I click one of the rows of the table, the chart updates to display that stock's graph. So if I click Netflix, it updates to display Netflix. If I click Apple, it displays Apple, and I can zoom in and out. We're going to see how to recreate this in 2 minutes. The first thing I do is click Add Dashboard. This then brings up an empty dashboard with a welcome screen. To add a component, I go to the component bar at the top and we want a table. So I click table and it automatically adds it to the dashboard. If I now click on that table, it will bring up the editor on the right hand side and I can update the query here to then generate the table on the left. So by default, Pulse ships with a demo database, so it's called DemoDB. I've selected it here and it includes a table called position. So I've updated the select and I press Control E to run the query. I don't want all of the columns, so let's just select time, name, and mid. I press Control E, it updates again. And I now have my table of stocks, and let's tidy it up a little. I now want a graph displays the quote data for that same stock. So first thing I do is I go to the component, I add a time series chart. So I click on time series, then I click on the bottom to position it. By default, it's filled with an example query. Let's delete that. And there is a quote table with the demo database. And I will say where name equals, and let's put Netflix. And for the graph, I will order it by time. Again, I'm just updating the query and pressing Control E. I can press this little button to alternate to the table format, and I can see there's a time, name, and bid column. So back to the graph, and I just want to select time and bid. And that's now my graph for Netflix. Let's save that query. To now connect the table to the chart, I use variables. So if you click debug, you can add a little component that shows all of the variables that are populated in this dashboard. And you notice as I click the table, that new variables are created or updated. So if I click the Amazon row, the variables, including name and name, get updated to Amazon. So to use those variables within the graphing query, I click on the graph, go to where we had hard-coded Netflix, and I now update this to be name, which was one of the variables being populated automatically when I clicked on the table. Save the query, and now as I click, you can see it updates to display the data for the row that I've clicked on. I can now save. Our dashboard's called Brightwood. If I go back out to the dashboard listings, it's taken a small screenshot, created that. I actually want to move this to the side. Save again. It'll take another screenshot, go back out. And there's my dashboard that automatically updates when I click the table, turn off edit mode, to display the data for the row that I'm clicking. And that's how quickly you can create a dashboard in Pulse. Hopefully this is something you'll find useful. There's an awful lot more you can do with variables. If you're interested, get in touch. Thanks.